Alrighty. TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. It's the end of the week. Is that Shadow? Can't tell. I think that's Shadow. Hey, Robin. Hey, Janos. And Mina. Hello, hello. Another fun-filled end of the week. Another tech wreck, as they say in the headlines this morning. I guess it's a combination of interest rates rising, and and that puts pressure on the tech companies, of course. And then at the same time, we have like a repricing situation. That's what it really comes down to. Is they're starting to reprice these things. They've had some fantastic decades. They really have flown like was it the Uber? What was that one where if the two fly to the sun with waxed wings, and the sun heats them up and they fall and so forth. In other words, it's been flying very well. So the tech universe is doing a fine job. We're just seeing a little correction going on right here, right now. Dow Jones Industrial Average this morning starting off at 32, minus 32 at the moment as we speak. And I think we have some awaiting September PCE data to come out. We'll see what that looks like in about, 30 seconds or something like that. Maybe a minute. And the only real headline, one of the, not one, but a headline on there this morning on the internet I saw was futures slide after tech wreck, of course, but where's it at? We are worried about the loss of adequate liquidity in the bond market. I don't know, with QE, what's the difference? There you go. Big swing, plus 54, plus 6, plus 61, plus 57, plus 75, plus 118. This is the Dow from a minus 35 about a minute ago. Plus 187, plus 201. It's rocking. We should put, what we should do is we should put some of this up on there. Let's see. Let's open one of those. You can see the action here. Okay. So they're saying, here we go. September personal income up 0.4% versus only 3. We have a growing economy. Hooray. September personal consumption up 6% compared to 4%, or 0.6% versus 0.4%, under 1%, of course, estimated. Not bad. So things are jumping. They'd be jumping. And what are we looking at there? That is the Tech 100. Let's get there it is right there. This is what they did. When the news came out, right there, within, we were trading at right around, what's that, 32,028, and within 20 seconds, 30 seconds, we were trading at 32,261. So we had like a 233 point move in 30 seconds. Now notice it's kind of quiet. The number supposedly comes out 15 minutes earlier. So that'd be right here, 8:15. So someone bought a little bit but sold down. This is where the reporters get the data before and then they're able to supposedly write stories instantly. I don't know why we need to write stories instantly, but that's what they do. No, it's just a way of allowing front running and free money and so forth. And data is out. Stock surge. DXY goes down. Yeah, we got the DXY up on J4X, and it was heading up. Let me just go over to there and we'll show you. There it is right there. And let's widen that out a little bit more for you. And you can see it's still up. This is the dollar index right there. It's still up, still moving up against the rest of the marketplace. And a little bounce going on. You can see that after 6 days in a sell. We got a little bounce trying to go. We got a little volatility signal trying to kick out. Just like the last one right before it rolled over, really. And we're definitely closing in a weekly sell, as you can see right there. They'd have to really change course. Now the Dow's only up 60 points. So they've calmed down now. And Everybody is comfortable, not panicked. So, oh, here he goes. There's the up on J4X. See that it says U.S. Core PCE Price Index has been revealed to be an increase of 0.5%, which was expected by the market. But the internals were pretty hot, I could say. It came out, the dollar index plummeted 0.2%, causing a surge of stock indices. Yes, indeed. Interesting. Okay, there we go. So that's the action there. You see it still has a little green going on right there on J4X. Dow Jones Industrial Average is up like 90 points now. It just seems like, okay, a little fresh breath of air. I can say this, Apple, which was up 70 cents, is only down 18 cents now. So it definitely put a little charge in the wrong direction there on that. So that's that interest rate thing, So in other words, markets, the tech industry itself, the tech 100 and the tech stocks overall are very interest sensitive, enormously. That's why they're down like 30 some odd percent, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down like 15%. It's like twice as much down as the Dow, because they're nowhere near as interest rate sensitive, because they have to borrow lots of money because they're a very cash intense business. And cash flow is big, but they still have to borrow money to pay it off all the time. All right. From there, let's take a look at the euro. Let's see what the euro is up to this morning. Let's see, right? And there's the euro. Euro's heading down a little bit today. We've seen a little red pressure there on the Hinky ASCII bar. And at the same time, go right there to there. And you can see there it is there. It's just down a little bit. Nothing major. Let's widen that out a little bit for you. You can see just down a little bit in pressure. And at the same time, we are below the zero line there. But below that, looking at the weekly trend, we're going to stay in that weekly buy. It's obvious it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. There's a lot of firmness there. They would have to smack the heck out of this thing, and I doubt they will. I just don't see that. So we're gonna be seeing a weekly buy basically at this week. So let's save that. The machine doesn't always like to keep it, but I always try to save it anyway. And you can see here, like I said, the daily is just down a little bit, nothing major. But the algorithm itself is pressing down. It's early still. We've got, today's Friday. We've got, was that 3.5? We have basically 8.5 hours of trading still. So, by the end of the day, they may lift the euro back up again. The big talk over here, they're talking about it again now, about pumping more oil. I mean, it's a real push. Unfortunately, Mr. Biden came out yesterday and told everybody that when he became president 2 years ago, gasoline for the automobile was trading at $5 a gallon. It wasn't. It was like 1 3/4. It was under $2. It basically was like around 1.5 even at one point. And I think in January when he got signed in, it might have been at $2.15, but it wasn't $5 a gallon. So we are now below the invasion prices. That's where we are right now. We are below the invasion prices of Central Europe. So March of last year, the invasion, and gas and crude oil is below those prices. Unfortunately, natural gas is not. So we're hoping things work out there. All right. From there, let's see. Let's jump over to the British pound. The pound's been acting very firm. They're very happy with the leadership that they have there now. There it is right there. You can see it's still trading in that 115 area, and it's a few days here in a buy like that. Look at that. We got five. This is the fifth day in a buy. And there it is right there. You see the same situation going on here. There is 4 full days in a buy, still holding up. And this is also going to be doing the weekly thing. It's going to close in a weekly buy. So they are happy. They're like, yay! You know, I guess it's like a coalition party now. It's got Labor and the Tories. What do they call them? The wet Tories. And they're very supportive of increased taxes and spending. And so that normally to me would be a negative. But for some reason, it's taking the currency up with no problem whatsoever. So we'll see how that lasts over the next couple months. It'll be interesting to see if they're trading at like 109 or something like that 3 months from now. But I don't know. In many ways, you know, I always, when I say things like that out loud, I still remember the old saying back in the normal times of no quantitative easing, no QE, pre-2008, you know. The concept was that America was the engine, like a train, you know, and in the rest of the world were the cars, and they got pulled along. So, in many ways, if we're coming into a new era of Bidenism, Joe Bidenism, I like to call it Joe Obama myself, but Joe Obamaism, maybe what's going to happen is that it's going to stop. They're going to stop spending in this new era, you know, since we get a new Congress, and the new Congress is the ones that really spend the money. So, you know, we might be moving into that, and the world might be seeing that and thinking, you know, hey, look, you know, let's sell dollars, let's buy other pairs trades because, you know, things are going to become much healthier, you know, financially. And that could be literally part of the whole thing going on right now. All right. From there, we jump over to the Swiss, see what the Swiss is up to. Right there, there's Swiss. You see we got a little strength going on again today. We know that weekly, we've seen that over here on Chicago Quant. Right there. You know, the weekly is not going down whatsoever. It's still staying strong. This is just a little mild correction at the moment. And we're getting a volatility signal, and we're getting above the zero line right there. See that right there in that little corner there? So just like you see it on J4X, you get a little green starting to kick out, and you got the green line piercing up right there off of this lows here. Remember, this goes from 0 to 100, and usually it stops out in the 15, 17, 22 area, and then seems to hit the 86 or 80 or, you know, that area, and starts to go down. So we're basically now in that zone. Let's see if we can move that. I'd love to get rid of that. I wonder if I can get rid of that. Let's see, what is that? How do I get rid of this? I really would love to get rid of this. What's that? What about that? I can't get rid of it for some reason. See, drag and drop from here to place an order. No, I don't want to do that. I just want to get rid of this. Show trader statement index. Show ticker color. Can't get rid of this thing somehow or another. It just still stays there. Anyway, that's where we are with the Swiss. And from the Swiss, we move over to the yen. Just solely because the two of them seem to be marching a lot alike. And I guess because we're seeing the strength here in the Swiss, chances are we're going to be seeing some strength in the yen. No, still red there. Interesting. Let's put it up on Chicago Quant. Right there. Yeah, just underneath. It's trying to turn up. We're getting a volatility signal, but it is not through the zero line the way the Swiss is. Interesting. Or the euro is through the minus side, and wasn't cable was through the minus side too, right? No. So cable and yen are still holding up pretty well there. They're both showing some you know, even and it is going the wrong direction, of course. So I mean, but it hasn't gotten through the daily signal yet, the algorithm, the daily algorithm itself. Also, the weekly. Notice here in the yen, the weekly has not changed. It's staying in that buy mode just the same way the Swiss is. You know, back 10 weeks ago, right there. Alrighty, let's jump over to. Now we're going to go kind of like into the, I guess this is like the Halloween side of it now. It wasn't always like that, but we've gotten into this Halloween type of action when it comes to the Turkish lira. It's gotten wild and woolly and extremely scary. So let's take a look at dollar Turkish lira to start off with right there. And over here, I doubt we're going to see anything when it comes to the change for the week. There's a dollar Turkish lira there. Whoa, wow, that's ugly. Too many wild moves, illiquid moves, the whole bit. You can see here we are piercing the buy here this morning. You can see still in the weekly buy for, was it 38 weeks now, I guess it is? Let's see if we can find it. It's around here somewhere. If I give them one of those little circly things, it'll show it. There it is. We should put it like underneath there and then widen it out. So, whoa, we just lost it again. Right there, like that. Let's see if it'll stay there for a little bit. Yeah, so 38 weeks in a weekly buy. And we only have like 13 weeks to go. I mean, this will be 39 weeks closing this way today. And then, then we're looking at 12 weeks, and it'll be 1 full year in a trend. We've seen that happen before in this product. It's fascinating when it does it. But to actually see it happen always is still a surprise. This product can be just tenacious that way. And now when we jump over to, I did see I remember yesterday, the Euro Turkish lira is above the weekly number right there. Yeah, see that right there? It's still above it. But the daily is pressing down today. Interesting. After 4 full days in a buy, today it's starting to press the little sell side of it. Let's put up on J4X. There it is right there. See that little red going on just like right there. So we got that downwardly pressure. And what we're seeing here is the Turkish lira, unfortunately 5 days back and 6 days back it got nuts. And then it got nuts about 17 days, 18 and 19 days back. And then it was like 26 days back. Unfortunately, these illiquid periods where they trap people into buying and selling a quantity outside the range, the closing range area, which is really disappointing. It makes it very hard for companies, individuals, corporations, countries to do business with Turkey when they have that illiquid situation going on. Having a sip of my tea, they take a second thought about it all, and they think, well, maybe we'll work on that. What buying from them? We'll try that next week or something like that, and see if we can accumulate some currency. And then it all it does is slow down business. That's what it really does. It just slows down commerce and healthy things that make countries productive. Unfortunately, so that's where we are with the Euro Turkish lira, just flirting with the daily sell, but without a doubt, it's going to close in that weekly buy. It would take an enormous move. And even now, because of those crazy big moves we've been seeing, the chances of it, even if they swung wild today and they trapped somebody to sell outside the range or buy outside the range, it's probably won't have any effect really on the weekly at all. All right, from there, we slide over to the Canadian. We start to think about oil and gold. So there's there is the Canadian, and we're going to throw up on Chicago Quant. We'll show you the oil, and we're looking at Canadian there, and Canadian is still heading down. So we'd imagine that oil is still heading up, and not really. You see, it's pressing down today. It's off about a dollar and change from yesterday. How much is it off? $1.25 actually. And you know, we're still in that weekly buy and daily buy, but they're pressing it down a little bit. Then what we do is we switch this around. We go like this, and we'll put the Canadian in there. Right there. And it's not going down. You can see it is moving up on the Chicago Quant, and it's giving us a little volatility signal. And so then what we do is we go right here, we put the gold up there, like not the gold, the oil. Right there. There's the oil, you know, showing that it's climbing, but it's not really. We're still, you know, we're rolling over at the moment. This is lagging just a little bit. Don't worry about that. It'll catch up in a little while on the J4X. And again, when I identify some of those things, I always remind traders here, and that is that this combination of the slow against the fast stochastic competing against each other, and using the Hinky-Ashke bars as an identifying with our red and green dots on the top chart of our algorithms. You know, they're the best tools out there. They beat out the moving average. They beat out MACD and parabolic. It beats all of them. You know, so this is the best combination of these three tools combined together. Is the best combination you're going to get for free anywhere. All right. From there, and then if you think you found a tool that would compete with them, show it to us. We'd gladly incorporate something that's better than this. Trust me, I would gladly do that. And then we use the Chicago Quant as the key. That it tells us that this is the most accurate, you know, follower to our mathematics, and so you know. It has a correlation of about a little under 70%, which is not bad, like 68%. So that's pretty good compared to MACD has a correlation with our work like around 50%, which is really ugly. All right, from there we go to the other side of the commodities universe, and we go take a look at gold, and we're going to take a look at the South African Rand. So there is gold. You see gold is hanging out in the 40s, kind of flattish to down. Let's take a look at the South African Rand. Right there. So the South African Rand is moving up, which would make me believe that gold is moving down. And you can see it on J4X. It's red. So it's obviously moving down from yesterday. Now let's take a look at it here. Right there. Oh yeah. That's going down all right. Smack-a-doodle. Now, I thought yesterday closed in a sell, so let me just double check that. Let's see. I'm going to go to the exchange and check yesterday's prices to make sure that they are correcto mundo. Let's see. Let's double check them. So we go to NYMEX. Right there. And right there. Yeah, yesterday was a down day, not an up day. The day before was an up day, so that's fine. Up, down, okay. So I could have sworn we were in the sell there yesterday. That's why we have red dots there. So this should be a down day, not an up day. Not by much, but it was a down day. So we'll have to clean that up after the webinar. But you can see here, this is moving down. But our weekly is holding up, so it looks like it's going to hold as long as they don't crush this product that much. Maybe they hang out right around in this area. And so the South African Rand, let's go over to the South African Rand again, right there. You see the South African Rand is moving up because gold is going down. As you see, where's the mouse at? Right there. As you see that right there, it's going down. Gold's heading down. Down, down where she goes. Watch her swing. All right. And then from there we go back to the currencies again. and we take a look at the last currency of them all, and that is the Mexican peso. We go south of the border here. Now, if anybody wants to see another currency, you can just shout it out, and we'll go take a look at it. But this is usually where we end our currencies, and we go and look at commodities and energies, like gold and silver and so forth, and copper, and then we go and look at crude oil and natural gas, and we watch a gas company in Spain, that type of thing, and then from there we go over to the stock indices. But you can always stop me and say, hey, I'd like to look at this, and we'll go look at it. And then I just try to stay with my rhythm, but I don't have to stay with my rhythm. I got to do something that gives us a consistency every day. It's okay to interrupt me. Love that. We want you to interrupt me. We want to look at other products, but So this is the last currency of the day we look at normally, unless someone asks for one. And there's the Mexican peso. You can see it's down at the low end of its range. This range has been pretty steady now for almost 3 years. And you can see it's in a daily sell, but not drifting too far away. And last week we had closed in a weekly sell, so it's been a winner chicken dinner all the way around. Let's see what Mexican peso looks like over here. Right there. And you see all that red, just like us. Lots of red here. Whoop, don't need to move any of this. You can see right there. Let's go to this mouse again. See that? All that red, just the same as what we have over here. All that red right there. All right. What else? I guess that's the end of it, unless someone wants to see something. Oh, that's it. Carlos says, born a DIA. You want to see the Dow? You want to see diamonds? I can show you diamonds. Sure. We can go find diamonds. Close workspace. We'll show it to you in a couple forms too. We'll take a look at the futures contract. Right. Let's see. Right there. Right. Oh, it's loading up now. All right. We're going to show you the diamond, and we'll show you. Let's see. Where's it at? All right. There you go. You can see the Dow is even up for the day still, right there. This is the futures contract. Now let's open up this. Open here. Let's see, right there. All right, and we're going to check out the diamond right now. We're going to load it in. That's what you see that going on in there. It's loading in. We'll have it in a few seconds. There you go. It's still loading. I'm not sure what the issue is there. But let's see if we can show you some other things while we're there. And here's an intraday of the... this is where the news came out here. This is the diamonds, basically. This is the futures contract again. And so, let's see if we can get over to here. It's still connecting. All right. Now what we'll do is we'll give it a few seconds and we'll try reopening it again. And we'll get the diamonds up there.
Market data connection lost. Market data connection re-established.
Let's see if this does it. Let's just double check, make sure everything is ticking away. Now see, I don't see it even ticking away at the moment. So something is a little off course here. There's no changing of prices. We should see this action, so it's not ticking away. So what we may have to do is we might have to close these and then just open them up again. That's all. Go like that. Close. A little bubble in the system, I guess you could say. All right. And then what we'll do is let that collect up and then go close. And then give it a few seconds. And then let's reopen it up again and we will get it rolling again. Sorry about the delays. Once in a while it gets like that. You know, I get an issue. I wonder if we can get DIA up on J4X. I've never really looked at that. I don't usually look. We do watch some individual stocks, you know. We do. Let's see what happens here if I go let's escape there. Go DIA. Here's DIA. Let's see. How if I go like USA and then space DIA. And then it just gives me the euro. So what we're going to do is we're going to put we'll put the stock index in there, the Dow 30. That's what DIA is right there. As we're okay, there we go. We're loading in now. And so you can see to the right, there's no problem. It's still, I mean, it was up 200 points at one point, you know, this morning from the news. Now it's just kind of hanging out. Okay, here we go. Now let's make this full. Now we'll get it open because it's talking to the data feed now. Here it comes. There we go. All right, now let's find a spot for it. There's a spot. And here, that's SPY. So you can see SPY is up. That's the S&P 500. Now let's put DIA in there. There it is. There we go. Now, you can see that right there. You can see DIA is just kind of like hanging at the moment. You see it's been in a daily buy. Let's move this over more. It's been in a daily buy since there. Where's the last daily buy? Right there. And last daily buy from there was right there. And we are... I know that the futures contract, let me just open this up. The futures contract went into a weekly buy last week. I remember saying something about that yesterday. And let's see, here we go. So it's opening up. Now the diamond itself, since it only trades 6.5 hours a day or 7 hours, something like that, doesn't always reflect all the things that are going on compared to the spot and the futures. They reflect much broader view because of the because of the time frame. And so right here There it is right there. Well, it will be there soon. So you can see here the Tech 100 still in a weekly sell and staying in it. We'll use this as an opportunity to talk about them. You see the S&P 500 going to close in a weekly buy right there with no problem. Unless they crush the daylights out of this stuff. And then, let's see. Wow, they're taking down copper pretty aggressively this morning. And there, yep. So that's still filling in. That's crude oil. There's the front month right there, which is lifting up as you notice. So when we go back to the diamond, right there, the diamond is holding up very well at the moment with no problems. It's still in a day buy, and it looks like with no problem whatsoever getting into the weekly buy, none whatsoever. I hope that helps you out. And like I said, the futures contract that you see up on J4X there, that went into the weekly buy last week, here and there on both of them. So, and let's see. So we'll leave that there, and we go to there. There's crude. That's still filling in. That's still filling in. That's still filling in. And that's still filling in. So it's still filling in on some of these things here. But yeah, the futures contract did go into a buy last week, which was, very interesting. All right. From there, what we do is we can drift our way over to, let's see, why don't we go like this? Let's, like I showed you, the stock indices themselves are doing that. Now, what we can do is we can go over to the, metals complex, unless you want to see something else. Let's go to silver, right there. Silver's trying to hold up. You can see a little red there. Let's see what we got going on over here. There's silver. Now, where's silver go? That's not filling in either. But poor copper. Look at copper. Let's see what copper looks like over on J4X. I mean, that wasn't getting beat up like that this morning. Let's see. Where is copper on here? No, wrong keyboard. There we go. Yeah, look at that. They're doing that pounding down there, too, at the same time, out of nowhere. The copper was getting beat up before the news this morning, but once the economic news came out, they really put a charge into it on the downside. It was doing fine, holding up very comfortably on the upside. Let's see. Still giving us issues, isn't it? So we're going to do this. We're going to close this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to... We're going to close this and reopen this one too. Let that reshape itself. This way we can get back to the energies and we'll be able to take a look at the metals a little bit more coherently. We do have to fix the gold. The gold, for some reason, is now stored in there as being plus yesterday when, in fact, it was minus. So... little glitch today in the old system as it loads again. Alrighty. Now over here, they're talking about the White House again It is just amazing sometimes. There we are. And it's amazing what the White House says at times. They just, that's what happens when you don't have a media. Maybe they're going to get rid of the FCC and then we'll have a free media again. That's the disappointing thing of this the last century, basically. All right, now let's open her up again and see if we can get this straightened out. There we are. Haven't had this type of problem in a while. Have to clean this machine up over the weekend.
Disconnected.
Disconnected. Now connected. And we're just waiting for it to collect up. But at this point in time, most of the stock indices are pretty much, let's just go through them on J4X. Most of them are kind of holding up. Well, I guess the Tech 100 is having its issues. There's no doubt about that. But then that makes total sense. And the S&P, there's the Tech 100. And of course it's it's in a daily sell for 2 days in a row now. So that's about normal. And there's the S&P 500. You can see the S&P closed in a sell yesterday. It's trying to lift up today. You can see it's just up just a little bit. Nothing, just literally unchanged. Now zero. When this changes colors, it's plus. When it goes red, it's minus. It's that close every tick. Now there's a minus. So we're seeing that here, and at the same time, let's see if we can find. There's the Tech 100, which is kind of impressive. It's actually trying to lift up, but it's also red. And it's minus. And then let's see if we can go down the road a little bit more. There's the crude oil. Crude is pushing down. So where did we leave off? We were looking at the metals. So let's see if we can get further down in the metals. There's the gold. You can see the gold's pressure there. It's the second day in a sell. And then there's silver. Silver now is pressing down, just like copper. Whereas like 3 hours ago everything was fine, or 2 hours ago everything was fine. 1 hour ago was fine. But then once the news came out at 42 minutes ago, the pressure really went on to these metals complex there. You can see we are still flirting. Look at that. Still flirting with the chance of being in a weekly buy. This is interesting, is how the weekly is trying to adjust out. So this is going to be a real horse race all the way to the end of the day there. Now, from there, we go over to the copper, and you can see, copper, the same thing. It rolled over heavily. But it's still holding up in its weekly buy also at the same time. So that's pretty much the metals complex. And then let's see if we can get platinum up on the screen. There we go. And looks like we're going to close on a weekly buy with no problem. So I know it's so hard, to want to try to trade the metals complex on the upside. It's just not counting that crazy story I told you about on Monday, where the inventory of gold is almost non-existent now. It's all paper. It takes weeks to deliver, months to deliver things. So that is the platinum. So, the metals complex, and you can see platinum is down today. It was, how high did it get? It was up to $974. Now it's at $953. So it's down $21 today alone from its high, and it is minus. And then yesterday's high was $974.10, and today's was $974. So they're putting some pressure on it, but then you can see it's up for the whole week overall. And that's pretty much the metals complex. Now let's go over and look at energies. And there is Brent. Where's Brent? We had it here. There it is. There's Brent trading in the 94s. Yesterday it was trading in the 96s. You can see we have the the green line piercing the dashed line and a red at the same time. So it shows you the pressure. It's going into the sell now. And then when we look at spot crude here in the States, it's still holding up, and it's still in the weekly buy, and it's not breaking down as much. Now let's take a look at February, 3-month-old, same situation. Now let's see what it looks like when we go over to J4X and put in spot US oil right there. See, it's still climbing up. So there's, as much as it's down for the day, the internals are still pushing up, matching up to our math there. I hope that makes sense there. All right, and then from there, we go over to natural gas. And there is the nat gas. Nat gas is rolling over. Now, what happened there? It was in a sell yesterday. Now, some of this stuff switched around. We're going to have to clean this mess up. Not sure what that's all about. And so natural gas is doing that. Let's go take a look at natural gas on J4X. Maybe that is doing fine. The data feed to that is doing well. So nat gas right there. You see it's trying to roll over today, of course, like ours, but yesterday is not reflecting that. That's interesting. And that daily buy should be there. Let me just double check it right here. I'm going to go to the exchange and take a look at the contract there. DAC. Yeah, see that the high is the same as yesterday, so it's off. We have to clean that up. All right. Now we know how to fix that. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang. Aha. Also, the day before was -2. So this one right here was a minus. And it was a higher high and a lower low. It was an outside day. And this is not reflecting that at all. And it's showing it was a gain for the day. So these two need work right there. 27th and 20. That's 26th and 27th I have to fix. Okay. We'll do that after the webinar. Now, from there, let's jump over to that Spanish natural gas company, which was trading in the 25s yesterday. I was like, ow. Yeah, it's still in the 25s. It's come down from 30 a couple months ago to 22 no more than last week. And now we're back up into the 25s. So the winter is starting to have that effect on the marketplace itself. You can see that it is definitely having an effect. Let's see. So that's pretty much the energy sector. What we do is we do also look at the two contracts, the diesel, which is right here, which is like 380, 390. It's a 369 right now. And we look at, let's see, just save that since I'm here. And that's the diesel itself. And then we look at the automobile fuel, the gasoline. And where is that? Right there. Both December contracts, you can see it's moving down a little bit today, but still in the daily buy, and looks like it's going to hold with no problem in the weekly buy for a second week. So they're holding up very well there in both of those. I saw one station that I go to was up 25%, not 25%, 25 cents from one day to the other. I was really surprised about that. That was really wild. Last night I saw that. I was like, wow. I paid $3.53 a gallon the day before, and yesterday it was trading at $3.79. $3.79 or $3.78. It was like 25 cents higher in one day. Bang. Out of nowhere. All right. From there, let's see. Where do we go from there? We've looked at the stock indices. So we pretty much looked at pretty much everything that's going on today. I guess we could take a nice magical look at the four stock indices and get a flavor. And take a look at. There was a great article this morning about. Let's see, where's it at? Let me just find it right there. There we go. There was a great article this morning about one of the investors in cryptos and his track record from like 2017 or 18, and what he did is, sometimes he's as high as 10 times more. So in other words, for every $100, he's now up $1,000. But then he went in and created another fund with $2 billion and lost 40%, which is not that bad when you think about all his funds in general, And hopefully he's out there dollar cost averaging as we speak. In other words, step up, buy more. I mean, if you loved it at this price, you're going to love them at the others. So you can see here, the S&P 500 is only down literally a point and a half. That's all it is. And the Tech 100, let's see, where is it at? There it is. The Tech 100 right here is down, where is that at? Down 45 points. So it's feeling some pressure there. And then, let's see, let's do this. Let's put Bitcoin in there. Right there. And let's change the reference time frame too. Setting. There we are. Let's just double check this one. That's the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's 1 day. Okay. Let's see if these two will fill in. Just to get a flavor of what's going on. And what we could do too is at the same time go over to here and take a look at the daily and weekly crypto. The Bitcoin itself, the futures contract right there. And you can see it's down a little bit. We do there like that. It's down a little bit for today. Still in a buy. You see that there, and a second week and a weekly buy. And let's check it out on J4X. There we are. You see it's showing the same thing, showing us a little down action at the moment. You see the green line curving below, and now we're generating the red finally, so the pressure is starting to come on a little bit here. It's end of the month type of thing. I think Monday is the, what's the calendar show? I won't do it on that machine. Let's try it somewhere else. So I think Tuesday is the 1st. That's what it is. Okay. So Tuesday is the 1st. So you can see the crypto is just down. We're feeling a little bit, but it had a really good week when you think about it. We started off the week at 19,200 basically, 195, and got to 21,000. That's pretty good. And at one point I could have sworn I seen it heading for 22,000. There was some really good action going on in there. So 2,000 point up move in the cryptos for the week is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Let's see if we can get a intraday again. How about that? No, nothing there so far. Neither of them are filling in. Let's see if we can do it in minutes just to get a flavor of what's going on. I don't like minutes, but I'll do them every so often. Especially in situations like this, you'll see how fast it fills in. Not filling in there too fast either. All right. That's the way it goes. All right, traders, what should we label? The bigger question is, what do we label this webinar today? We started off talking about all the data coming in and the effects it's had on the interest sensitive stocks, the tech stocks, and at the same time, we've seen where the old mainstream industrial stocks are doing a fine job. So how would we title today's basic webinar? I mean, that's the biggest question of all. Is, what do we call this today? Let's see. All right, we'll come up with something. Let me think. If anybody has an opinion, shout it out. If not, we'll come up with something ourselves. Title. Anyhow, this is Doc from North America. Catch you all tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Monday. TGIM on Monday. And we will start this whole process over again. And, see how the markets are going. I'm sure that we're getting, on Tuesday will make us officially 8 days away. Okay, so it's going to be very fascinating. 8 days away, from getting this election over with. And so the following Wednesday will really, so it's basically it's 10 days and get this crazy election over with. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. All right, traders, later. Be safe, be smart. Have a good weekend.